Okay, let's focus now on the other teams. We talked a lot about the top 6 teams there, but there's been a lot of moves outside of the top 6 in the Premier League. I'm looking through some of the teams. I mean, Villa have brought in Boubacar Kamara from Marseille, great holder midfielder. Diego Carlos, great centre-back from Sevilla. Brentford have made some good sneaky moves as well, with Aaron Hickey and Keane Lewis-Potter coming in. Brighton as well, they're kind of just under the radar, right? They seem to unearth some gems. And looking down the list, James Tarkowski to Everton seems like a really good deal. Nick, I know you're a big fan of him.
Yep.
And Fulham as well, some decent signs there. Andreas Pereira from Manchester United, decent midfielder. But let's focus on Leeds United, because Brendan Aronson, obviously Tyler Adams coming in, and Luis Sinisterra from Feyenoord was really, really good in their run to the Europa Conference League and the final of that competition. And he seems to be the replacement for Rafinha. So who wants to go all in on Leeds United, Nick? I'm pretty sure it's going to be you, because they've sold 2 key players, but they spent big and some decent signings for them.
I'm not going to quite go with a "come on, Leeds," but I kind of want to. I really like the moves of the American players, but I want to put them aside because Sinisterra, the underlying numbers with him are also very good. And when you have an electric type of player who also has the backing of the statisticians, these are usually a good sign. It's easy to forget because of his starring roles that how young Ilian Meslier is. If they can sort out the back, which is, Jesse Marsch did a little bit of it last year, I think they're going to be in a really good position. You had mentioned Villa. If I'm Leeds, I'm hoping to have maybe last year's Villa season. And if that happens, I'm very excited about taking the next step after that. I do wonder, right now, everybody's on board of Jesse Marsch, and I think they should be. And this isn't just me being American, but this is the instance where I start to worry what happens after these fun buys and they forget that they sold Rafinha and there's 3 losses in a row and one of them doesn't look good at all and he doesn't sub in the player that everybody wants. That'll be an interesting thing to monitor, because I think signing-wise, I do like what they've done.
I like what Nottingham Forest have done as well.
Yeah.
They've added a lot of players that have decent experience in the Bundesliga, elsewhere in the Premier League, solid professionals. Southampton made a couple of good signings. Romeo Lavia looked really good in holding midfield. He was the heir to Fernandinho, but Man City have let him go after they signed Calvin Phillips. So really promising young Belgian midfielder. And Joe Aribo from Rangers was so good in their run to the Europa League final. He is looking pretty good for Saints in pre-season too. And looking down a bit, I mean, West Ham made a couple of guards come in at centre-back, which they needed. Probably need a few more attacking pieces, which they're working on late in pre-season, with Armando Broja and Jesse Lingard potentially come in. I think that'd be huge for them. And Wolves bringing in Nathan Collins from Burnley is another solid pick up there. Yeah. So rounding up around the league there, a lot of deals that maybe we haven't spoke about that much. I think there's going to be a few more as well. The window's obviously open until September. But right now, a lot of teams, which I think is very, very good if you're a manager and a fan of these teams, they've got players in early, right? They're playing preseason games. They're bedding them into the philosophy of the team and of the club, and that's so helpful. So pretty much from 10th downwards, I don't really know where these weaker teams are. Maybe the newly promoted teams coming up still need to do a bit more work in the transfer window. But aside from that, it really is pretty even across the Premier League outside of the top 6 or 7 teams. So over at Pro Soccer Talk on NBCSports.com, we'll keep you updated with all the latest transfer news from across the summer. It's heating up. So far, it's been a really, really busy summer, but I feel like we've still got quite a few moves to happen, lads, in the weeks to come.
Hi there, I'm Rebecca Lowe, studio host for NBC's coverage of the Premier League. Don't forget to hit subscribe to watch highlights all season long, and be sure to tune in for Premier League mornings every weekend at 7 a.m. Eastern. And for even more content, head over to Peacock, where we've got live games, original series and a dedicated round-the-clock Premier League channel featuring studio shows, classic matches and much more.